I have a question, another question for you, Jason. I'll throw it to you first. Shohei Ohtani, we were talking about on this show, is it too taxing to do this all-time great thing, which he's doing? And then he gets out there the other night, and from the get-go, he has lost 5 miles per hour. This is a guy who's already had Tommy John surgery. He's slugging 600. He leads the league in total bases. And they kept him in there to pitch until he gave up the tying run. What am I missing here?
Well, I'm concerned. I'm concerned when you see a pitcher this dominating with that array of stuff that doesn't look like what we've seen before. But I just spoke to Joe Madden about this a week and a half ago on our Starkville podcast, and it was very clear that this is what this guy came here to do, was not just hit, not just pitch, but to do both. And he wants him to do what he came here to do. They're just going to monitor as they go along.
But Jason, you're monitoring. Take a look at the velocity there. Again, we're going to post it up there. It's not one tick. You know, you're down one tick, down two. He's down 5 miles per hour. Is that alarming?
It's worrisome. Whether it's alarming is
okay. Worrisome. I'll take that. I'll accept that.
The light is yellow. It's not quite red.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. Look, they'd already pushed back the start. They've done it a couple of times. Joe is totally in tune with the idea that you can't handle this guy like anyone else.
Right, sure.
Okay, that's what they're up to. But everybody wants this to work. And there's no formula. Nobody has written this blueprint.
But if I'm writing the process down, I'm writing, what are the red flags? Dramatic loss of velo. That's like number one. At that point, I realized, all right, I got to get him out of there. He's already had his arm reconstructed once.
Yeah, the guys who were calling the game, Mark Gubes and I can't remember who else it was talking about this is how you push through situations like this. Perhaps you're tired a little bit, and I'm thinking, I don't think you push through. Like, hey, man, I don't feel good. So I think Joe, to Jason's point, has to trust Shohei to go, hey, listen, are you okay? These numbers are alarming, concerning, worrisome. Are you sure you can do this? If I'm the Angels, I would probably skip a start when I see numbers like that. And he didn't pitch particularly good either. What's if the numbers are down, he still pitched great. 2 runs over 4 2/3. This is what we're dealing with in the past. Tommy John, left patella surgery, the right flexor. I'm like, hey, man, you're doing awesome. You're having a phenomenal season. Let's just skip a start. You want to keep hitting? That's fine.
But look, again, off the Tommy John surgery, and not even the knee surgery. I'm talking about the arm and the pitching.
Sure.
Now that he's demonstrated that he can slug and run, bunt, do anything, I'm just thinking, do you need to bury this guy? And they did once, by the way, Jason. I mean, he was pitching. They went to the well too deep on him the first time around when he got to the U.S. And I know he wants to. By the way, like, it's all-time great. I'm not rooting against it. I'm thinking, I don't want to bury this guy while he's still in his prime.
Of course, this is where the Babe Ruth comparison falls apart because Babe Ruth did it for almost 2 decades. Shohei Ohtani hasn't made it through a season doing this.
But he had Jason, Ruth had 2 seasons where he led the league in slugging and still did some pitching.
Yeah.
This was the last year, 1919.
Good.
By the way, I want to show one thing here. The ERA plus it levels things for the run scoring environment. Babe Ruth, in that last year that he pitched for 133 innings, had a 102. Barely better than league average. There wasn't much run scoring. So the whole league had a 3 ERA. Ohtani is much better than Babe Ruth as a pitcher, inning for inning. Now, he still doesn't hit like Ruth because nobody's hit like Ruth. But I think the point here, even though he's slugging 615, and even Ruth was slugging 650, 217 OPS plus 151. Babe Ruth became a hitter and stayed that way. I don't want to be a killjoy. I want to have the imagination open and tactics and strategy. But it seems like, man, to have one guy do both at the same time seems like you will bury this guy.
It's very conceivable that this is not possible, that the human body can't do what he's trying to do. But when you actually watch him do it, this is a guy, he's got 26 extra base hits. That's the most in the sport. He's given up 3. He hasn't given up a double yet. How can you not explore the possibilities, man?
Yeah.
You have to try.
I would, but at a certain, you know what? If he was slugging 450 the way he was earlier, I'd be like, no, we got to keep him pitching. He's slugging 600. I might bet. What would you do if you're advising Joe Madden? What would you say?
I'd say, Joe, right now, just skip the start. Those numbers are a little bit alarming. Keep him in the lineup, keep him hitting, and then if he wants to make his next start, give him an extra little bit of rest. I think they'll be beneficial. And part of this, too, is, of course, in the Angels, because they have such a paucity of actually good pitching. So Joe feels compelled. He has to use Ohtani, because look at the rest of these guys in the rotation.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's historic. It's all-time great.